Burd.
Burd is one of, if not the smallest POI in Fortnite Chapter 6. It's located on the outskirts of the map, occasionally leading to very long drops and lots of storm chasing. And it has a very funny name, which is what initially drew a lot of people, including me, to the location. POIs that break the trend of alliteration tend to have major importance to the story, or are otherwise large areas filled with loot and PvP. But this is just a gas station. So why, in the name of all that is holy, did I decide to waste hours of my life in almost 300 gigabytes of storage dropping 100 times at this one tiny location? Well, for one, it's funny, and two, there's a lot of loot. Seriously, for an area this small, it has roughly the same number of chest spawns as the other POIs on the map, while being compacted to a small area for insanely quick looting. You also have easy access to a slurp truck, slurp barrels, mending machine, cars, an earth sprite, a forecast tower, launch pads, a shrine, and occasionally Shogun X. Despite looking like a meme, it's a pretty damn good drop. So, how to go about this? Obviously, I had to drop at Burd every time for 100 games. All of these games were on the standard build mode of Battle Royale, with a few ranked and squad games in there to shake it up a little. I also wanted to use this as a learning experience, figuring out just why I failed if I couldn't get the Victory Royale. I like to think I'm pretty alright at the game, but there's always room for improvement, and knowing when to not make stupid decisions. So hey, you might learn something as well. Or maybe you're just here because Luke the Notable hasn't uploaded 100 drops in almost a year. Which I'm totally taking inspiration from, by the way. I take no credit for the originality of this concept. What I do take credit for is sacrificing my sanity for your entertainment. Which wouldn't be the first time. Why do I do these things to myself? Okay, I've spent enough time yapping. Let's get on to game number 1. I'd already dropped Burd a few times before this challenge, so I knew where most of the loot was. So instead of going for loot, I decided to land on a hunting rifle. This was well before I understood that landing at Burd requires you to loot as fast as possible because anyone else who landed there is going to be doing the exact same thing. But I felt like getting a headshot on this unlucky bot player was more important than a loadout. I'm gonna say it here, I do not like bot players in Fortnite. It dilutes the gameplay experience a ton, but I'm pretty sure I have a rant about that somewhere in these clips, so I'll save that for later. Soon after that, my good buddy Riptor gave me an idea.
Look, you need one kill with every gun. That's the goal. That's the
One-
secondary goal.
One kill with every gun. You know what? You know what? You know what? That's a good idea. I'll accept that. I'll accept those terms.
I also want to apologize, but for the first 80 games, I hadn't set up OBS properly to isolate game and voice audio. I just never bothered to check if it was working right. So for the most part, conversations during games will be kind of hard to hear. My apologies, but that's not really the focus of things. I just want to clear the air. Anyways, we had a goal in mind now. 3, actually. Some of them came later, but my secondary goals for the challenge were to, as you just heard, get a kill with every gun on real players, not bots, so that kill didn't count. Get at least 10 wins, and 1 crown win. Not completing these wouldn't invalidate anything, but they were a fun little side thing to go for. Going back to actually looting, I started in the diner, the building to the west. I wouldn't go here first often, as I prefer to land on the second floor of the store to grab the elemental chest. But there's no real bad spot to land at Burd, considering there's loot everywhere. No one else showed up, which happens quite often, given a lot of people really do underestimate Burd given its size. You see, size does not matter. I left Burd with full health, shield, and a decent loadout. This is definitely one of the weaker loadouts that Burd has given me, but I was also trying to experiment more with the new weapons, as well as complete the sub-goal. I left for the mountain to the east, which became my go-to for a lot of games going forward, as a path to the mountain passes by a few more chest spawns, and the launch pad on top lets you rotate to the center of the map easily. However, I didn't even get to rotate, as I made nearly every mistake at once. I was looking at the wrong target, didn't heal despite having 6 chug splashes, panic build, and missed all of my shots, just to get absolutely schooled by someone with the same hairstyle as me. It's okay, we're here to learn, and it's only, mostly up from here. Game 2, another uneventful drop at Burd, and I left with slightly better loot than last time. The rest of the game was also uneventful. Since Burd is pretty far from the center, you don't see very many people until late game if no one drops here, or if you're actively searching them out. I did a bit of bot hunting, both player and grunts, demons, whatever this season calls them. If the forecast tower does spawn here, you're almost guaranteed to get it first unless someone kills you. I was able to actually rotate out this time with the launch pad, and found my way into the top 10, only encountering one other bot. See what I mean by uneventful? I spent a while bullying this guy who hired an NPC until he came up with the Typhoon Blade and bullied me in return. This was still early on in the season, and I underestimated just how devastating that thing could be up close. Still, this was only game 2, and I made it to the top 10. That's progress. Game 3, I had debatably even better loot, finding an epic Veiled Precision SMG from the first elemental chest. Since burd spawns 2 of these, like most other POIs, you're likely to leave burd with at least 2 epic or better weapons. One of the spawns on the second floor of the shop, and the other is in the trailer right beside the diner. Unfortunately, one of those chests could give you epic rarity poop from a butt. I learned very soon to take a green sentinel over purple twin fire, but I did need to get a kill with it anyways, so onward I went. I soon found perhaps the greatest thing a twin fire user could ask for, someone who was not paying attention. After softening him up at range with my actual good guns, I pushed in and cleaned up with the twin fire, crossing that gun off the list and getting my first real player kill. My luck didn't last long, as I found myself sandwiched between someone who was indeed paying attention and a railgun user. In my notes, I blamed this loss on the twin fire sucking, but really, I was just in a bad spot. Still, F tier. Absolute worst gun in the game, would rather use a hunting rifle as a shotgun. It fires too slow, it doesn't do enough damage, there's not enough in the magazine, it consumes 2 ammo per shot, and the reload takes about as long as it takes to watch the entirety of one piece twice. I don't like it. Ending game 4, I unfortunately was cursed with using the hunting rifle as a shotgun. At least got a kill with the Fury assault rifle. It's okay, does the job just fine at close to medium range. But it's pretty much outclassed by the Veiled Precision and Hollow Twister. C tier. Still not finding a shotgun, I found that there was not 1, but 2 real players at burd this time. I also found that we both have absolutely terrible aim, but I had ever so slightly better aim, netting me a kill with a suppressed pistol. I like this gun, always been a fan of it ever since it came out way back when, but the small magazine just doesn't give it the versatility of other close range guns. B tier. Leaving burd with some better guns and a bit more confident from killing 2 players, I went out looking for a fight, but had my first encounter with my greatest adversary so far. The game crashing. This would happen a lot. Surprising since I never had Fortnite crash this much until Chapter 6 came out. Though I found the solution for me was to go into my graphics settings and switch to DirectX 11, I didn't know that until much later. Oh well, nothing I can do about it now. Just gotta keep on going to game number 5. This was a fast one. I just did not build. Whatsoever. Not much happened in game 6, until someone tried committing vehicular manburger helper on me, but failed miserably. I disposed of the lethal weapon and pursued the suspect, delivering swift justice with the Oni shotgun, making sure no crime goes unpunished. I really like the Oni shotgun, but only having 2 shots to work with has gotten me killed more than once. Still, it does the job nicely, and having the extra range to work with can catch people off guard. Solid B tier. But soon, I was the one caught off guard. Out of meds from a fight I really shouldn't have taken, getting sandwiched between 3 different people. Leaving myself open while trying to reposition, I was swiftly eliminated. Game 7 started off very strong, finally finding a Void Oni mask for the first time in this challenge. If last game showed anything, having some sort of movement item to get out of a bad situation is just as important as a solid weapon or full health, and the Void Oni mask is my favorite this season. After looting just 1 house, I had a better loadout than any game so far looting the whole location. But of course, a good loadout means nothing if you don't build. Or in this case, having your entire build be broken by someone using shockwaves. Probably my least favorite movement item right now. They're very boring, but I can't deny they're just as effective. I want a Ranger AR 1v1 to start off game 8, which basically comes down to who gets the luckier spread. I never was a huge fan of this gun, I only really find it useful for medium to long range combat where other guns do it better. Hollow Twister. And I'm sick of seeing it since it's the weapon you respawn with and reload. Not sure why they wanted to add it to this season. C tier. I made my way over to Warrior's Watch, the closest POI to burd alongside Night Shift Forest. It's not a bad place to go if you're looking for a fight, or want to try your luck at grabbing a Typhoon Blade. I shot this guy in the back when he tried running away with a hunting rifle. Not too much to say about it. I like it. Always have. Simple, effective, satisfying, A tier. My luck didn't last when fighting the last guy here though, and I died. Game 9, I went on a bit of a tear with the Hollow Twister, getting 6 kills with it before rotating back to Warrior's Watch. Mostly bots, but I'm willing to bet at least one of those kills was a real person, and I absolutely got a kill with the Hollow Twister later, so I'll talk about it now. It's probably the best weapon in the game right now that's not the Sentinel shotgun, and even though it got nerfed halfway through the season, it's good at all ranges of engagement. And the scope on it means the bloom is much less of a factor when aiming down the sights. Even though it doesn't quite stack up to some of the other rifles in Fortnite in terms of pure DPS, the consistency makes it the best choice for almost any fight. it'll sit comfortably in the S tier. I tried taking on the Shogun, and even though I beat him, he gave me mythic rarity crap in a boon I already had. And of course, it brought the rats out of hiding. One player pushed me, which was fine enough, I could get high ground, but I was slammed in the ass by a railgun shot that gave me about 0.2 seconds to react. And moments later, a second rat finished me off. I am very eager to talk about the railgun once I get the chance. Very eager. Hey, it's game 10. You saw this one of the intro. Nothing special about it. I just died because I couldn't build my box properly. Though earlier on, there was this one guy who was just dancing in the street. I guess he just killed someone. That's what you get for emoting in the open. I hope you learned your lesson. Game 11. I got the Surgefire SMG kill. I don't really like this gun. It's not bad, just really uncomfortable to use. I don't really care. I have in my script right here, I'm gonna ad-lib some bullshit. But I just don't care about the gun. It's C tier. Oh, and then I died because I have a really bad habit of using stairs in the box instead of cones. I know stair reds can be useful. I'm just not good at them. Game 12 is one of the more interesting ones, but not because I got into any good fights or anything like that. I'm just gonna let it play out as is, and you can see why.
I think he crashed. Well, name checks out. Oh my...
I guess I encountered a poltergeist of some kind, or the Freezer from Saints Row 2 finally gained consciousness and jumped games. There's some material for you to write a creepypasta about. That game didn't stay on my mind for very long though, as in the very next one, yet another strange Hatsune Miku appeared. This one wasn't as malicious. In fact, they were completely harmless, just standing there, emoting, for no discernible reason. Still, this is Fortnite and no one could be trusted, so I shot them a few times just in case they turned hostile, to no reaction. I had things to do and people to kill, so I moved on, but I spotted them again, slowly making their way up the hill. Very much not idle anymore. Taking one last look back, a ravenous bot took matters into its own hands, gunning down the defenseless Miku in cold blood, despite my best efforts to ward it off. It felt worse knowing that I was partially responsible for their death. What was that? Oh, it got a railgun kill! Well, would you look at that? Let me be clear, I still think that the Twinfire is the worst performing gun in the game. It can still kill you if you underestimate it, as a bad shotgun is still a shotgun. But the railgun, it takes everything I like about the hunting rifle and just does away with all of it. Whereas the hunting rifle requires a decent amount of skill, or luck, to use, and getting killed by it can feel quite cheap, there's at least some solace in the fact that for every time you're hit by it, you've dodged at least 5 more of them. It's a high-risk opener to a fight at mid-range, as well as the ultimate clip farming tool. But the railgun has none of those qualities. I call it the rat stick because that's what the majority of the users play like. This thing is a third party's wet dream. In Fortnite, specifically build mode, you learn over time to make sure you're not leaving yourself in a vulnerable position while fighting by covering your sides with walls. The railgun completely bypasses that. There's zero risk or drawback to taking a random shot at someone 150 meters away who's more focused on someone else as it penetrates structures and is hit scan. Sure, it takes a moment to fire, and the laser announces that someone is aiming at you, but sometimes the laser just doesn't show up in time, or track the aim of the other person properly. See Game 9. On the other hand, I don't really like using it much myself because it's just so slow to use. The aim is shaky while hip firing, so you have to scope in, restricting your movement speed for as long as it takes to charge the shot, and I really don't like precision weapons that require you to let go of the triggered fire, instead of just clicking, a la Classic from Team Fortress 2. Plus, the reload just takes just long enough to notice how slow it is, and when I do hit the shot, I feel nothing. It's not cool at all. There's no satisfaction like I get from the hunting rifle because I know that it requires very little skill to use and there's nothing the other person can do about it except make sure that there's 2 to 3 walls between them and I at all times, which is not easy to do when your focus is on someone else. Look, I can understand the appeal of the gun, especially when using it to punish people who are turtling on their box and not moving, but very few other guns in the entire game make me audibly groan when I have to fight against it. Therefore, it gets a tier all onto its own, the stupid rat stick tier. And if you disagree with me, please tell me about it in the comments so I can get the engagement. Oh, and I died anyways because I overextended a fight with someone better than me.
Nick!
Game 14, I got a pretty nice kill with Sentinel Pump. It's this season's token pump shotgun, and it's not trash like the last one. S tier, no discussion. Didn't matter much though, since it got pushed soon after with only mini shields for healing. Like seriously, the other guy didn't have anything. Game 15, I got another railgun kill because I didn't think that first one I got was a real player. I feel quite disgusted. I did not deserve it. Not much happened till later. 13 players left and I taught this guy a lesson about keeping your size covered. Followed by a somewhat sloppy fight that netted me a kill with the Veiled Precision SMG. The best way I can describe this gun is a baby hollow twister. The mag size isn't as big, does SMG damage, obviously, but it's still a useful tool for close and mid-range combat. I wouldn't take it over a hollow twister, but if I find one with a higher rarity, I'll run it, especially if I get a kill on the Night Rose user, since the medallion seriously helps with a small mag. Solid A tier. I found myself with 7 kills, top 5, and very good positioning, until a rat stick forced me to find different cover. Look, I'm gonna take a jab at it whenever I can. I was inevitably pushed, and was holding on decently well, until I made a really stupid decision of leaving my box with no cover behind me. Game 16, wow, we are already over 15 minutes and I'm just now starting the second day of footage. You know, let's just go through the important bits. Had a pretty good foray going into the last circle, but a really aggressive zone and lack of meds got me killed. 17, I found another guy emoting for no reason. I think bots just do that from time to time actually. I actually made it to the second place for first time, but I quickly lost the 1v1 due to a medical condition called full damage golden pump to the head. Number 18 crashed in the late game. This one hurt. Oh, and that gave him the kill. 19, died to the first guy I fought. Game 20, I got hit with a railgun mid-rotate and died while panicking.
21?
I crashed again. 22 was a lot better, with 5 kills on the board before I even finished my rounds looting. I didn't stop there though, grabbing 4 more kills before trying my luck at Shogun X. However, this is Fortnite, and surviving matters more than killing, and fighting Shogun X is often not very conducive to surviving. 23 gave me a kill with the last gun I needed, the lock-on pistol. One of the more unique guns, one that used to be oppressive back in Chapter 5 as there was the only hit-scan weapon. Though without that to carry it, it's fallen off this season. The lock-on bit is a gimmick, and while it does comparable damage to the suppressed pistol, being semi-auto is somewhat of a double-edged sword. It can fire pretty much as fast as you can click, but I've had a few instances where I can't hold down the trigger to buffer the first shot while switching guns screw me over. Also, when not locked on, the accuracy is not very good. All in all, it's a more inconsistent suppressed pistol with less headshot damage on the lock-on. C tier. Then I got sliced like a tomato. Go figure. Glad they nerfed the damage with that attack. Game 24. This one's worth covering, as it was when I finally started to lose my grip on sanity after the gravity of just what I was doing here started to set in. Have fun listening to my ramblings for the next 2 minutes or so, but you'll want to stick around to the end. I don't know, man. It feels like there's only like 2-3 viable guns this season that aren't situational as hell, and maybe it's my fault for dropping Burd every time, but I feel like just the bots in this game gotten to the point where you have to like wait 15 minutes to find an actual decent fight, and when you do, you're just not in the right mindset to be able to take that fight without getting your shit stomped. I probably am just built to be honest. I really don't know who likes bots in the game. I guess it is just people who aren't very good. They just need whatever advantage they can get. I just don't understand the satisfaction in killing bots. They don't accomplish anything. I'm just ranting. I'm bored enough with the game at hand that I just hard to be bothered actually talking about it. I'm really just not enjoying myself at this point. And not even a quarter of the way through. I guess it also doesn't help that the novelty of the season has worn off. So I don't really feel too excited about it. Like what's good, what's bad, because I know it's good. Like look how it's brain dead. It's just brain dead. I don't know what to do. Like, I'm not very good at the game, but there are millions of players. And I know it's spread across all different game modes and all that. The Battle Royale alone has 300,000. Do a better job at, like, putting players of a similar skill together. Yeah, skill-based matchmaking, whatever. But I feel like that benefits a game like Fortnite more versus them fighting people with no plan.
I really would like to just be able to put in some effort. I mean, that was a pretty good shot. I just feel nothing. Because I know that wasn't a real person. You can just tell by the way they move and the names after you kill them. I'll chop up that rant and edit it in some way. Oh. It's me versus that guy. Okay, cool. Like, this is what I'm talking about. With the way bots are in Battle Royale now, the final circles just get so boring. So much waiting around. Like, yeah, I could push that guy, but there's no way. There really should be at least, like, maybe not 4, but like 2 or 3 other people. Well, hurt that guy. Oh my god, that was a chore, dude. That was a chore.
My first win of the challenge, almost a quarter of the way through, with my sanity holding on by a thread. Surely things are gonna get better now, yeah? Okay, that's enough for the day.
Safely.
Game 31, I probably just can't aim, but I chalked it up to Peter's big-ass model getting in the way of me aiming. But Game 32 confirmed the former theory to be true. I played the pit for a while after that. Game 33 started off pretty hectic, but I locked down Burd with little resistance thanks to a purple pump shotgun to start off. Later on, I got caught in a fight that admittedly went on longer than it should have, though here I began to develop a habit of setting up an exit plan using the Void Oni mask. Frankly, he should have won this fight after I failed to get out of my box, but he decided to switch to a medkit. Well, we win some, we lose some. I won this one. Just one though. The loss caught up with me later. Game 34 was slow, no real fights until the top 10. I had a few good hits on this Gimp suit, but he got away after the medallion user decided to third-party me, losing horribly. But keep that red guy in mind for later. Following some late game cleanup, I was set up nicely for the 1v1. Unfortunately, it turned into a war of attrition, and I was stuck with only mini shields for healing, and he had a railgun. Should I have tried using the Typhoon Blade here? No, but I was probably going to lose anyways. Maybe I had a better chance of winning if I was able to kill him earlier on. Anyways, no time to dwell on that one. We have more games to lose. No, I didn't get a kill with the quad launcher. I didn't even know if it was going to be cool to begin with. Also, I threw the next game because I really wanted to get a couple of blades. 37 went alright until I made the genius decision to position myself directly above the enemy with no cover. Game 38 introduced me to an interesting quirk about Burd. You can't actually build on top of the roof over the gas pumps, which cost me the high ground, and then while trying to secure the kill, I got shot in the back. Game 39, he was just better. Game 40, let's just skip to the last circles because that's where it gets interesting. Okay, top 5 with a decent loadout. Make that top 4. It got pretty hectic, all 4 of us staying alive and right on top of each other, and I was staying passive to conserve health, until a pre-placed portal got me chunked pretty hard. It ended up alright though, as I was able to finish off the player with a Godzilla medallion and a mythic pump shotgun. Too bad I wasn't able to use it though. Yeah, I don't know why I decided to manually drop my own gun, but this hurt a lot on rewatch, especially since I had a perfect shot on the player after I left the box. I don't think there's a lesson to be learned here. This just sucked. 41, only having 2 shells to work with combined with terrible aim is just a misplay waiting to happen. Hey look, it's Miku! She didn't even make it to Burd. Game 43 is yet another example of why fighting the Shogun late game is damn near suicidal. I don't want to talk about Game 44. I'm using this as another opportunity to say, if you use a monochrome superhero skin, you have 0 sauce and you need to take a shower. You stink. Alright, for the next few games, I decided to hop into ranked mode since the Duo Scout was coming up and I really wanted that ranked umbrella as I was already on Rio and Reload. However, I needed to reach Platinum to play with my duo and I was unranked. Now, given what I just said about Reload, and by this point I was well versed at dropping Burd, you can probably guess where this is going. Let's do some multitasking.
Hey, Trav Scott. Hey, Trav. You the fuck up. Oh!
You fell victim to one of the classic blunders.
That's a 10.
Who would you be without me, Prime? Time to find out.
Wait. Okay, one, this isn't cool at all. I'm basically just smurfing here. And, Bird is gone. Like, straight up gone. I got lazy and I couldn't finish the video before the season started, so, you know what? I'm gonna go with plan B, and I'm just gonna put a few seconds from each match as B-roll footage while I talk about everything I learned from this experience. First off, I have commitment issues. To be honest, I should have known from the start that making a video like this would take way too long knowing me, and how I like to bounce between 5 different things at once. Like right now, I've spent the last week modding Fallout 4 instead of actually working on this video. Am I gonna do this again? Maybe. Probably. Anything goes. It's whatever I'm struck with for inspiration at the time. But that doesn't really have anything to do with this video in particular. So, what all did I learn related to Fortnite? For one, this challenge actually does work in helping you improve your skill at the game. Not that I ever doubted O Wise Luke the Notable. Just to reiterate, watching me die over and over again right now probably doesn't illustrate that very well, but at the very least, I'll talk about Game 100 in more detail. Choosing one spot to land at and learn, especially a simple one like Burd, cuts out a lot of the confusion of the early game and lets you focus on the combat over looting. You fall into a routine for the first half of the game, or even a bit of a flow state. Of course, the trade-off is that you almost never see the other parts of the map unless the storm forces you there, and the unfamiliarity can get you killed from time to time. Though, we play build mode like real gamers, so we can build our own cover and it's a bit less of an issue. All in all, if you're tired of sucking at the game, try this challenge yourself and see if you can improve. You don't have to do 100 games, that's absolutely a chore and can make you hate the game. You can try 50, 25, 20 games, though make sure you take time to recognize your mistakes so you can improve from them. After every loss, I wrote down a note on my whiteboard on what caused it, and it stuck in my mind if I were to get into the same situation again. Sometimes. Really, this goes deeper than just Fortnite. Anything you do, anything you try to improve at, you can't treat mistakes as just losses, or something to move on from as quickly as possible. Every mistake is a learning experience, so if there's anything I want you all to take away from this video, it's that. Oh, and subscribe so I can get a creator code at 1,000 subs. Mostly the former though, I promise. But before I finish this up and go on to Game 100, I just wanted to take a minute to say thank you for sticking around. This isn't quite how I wanted this video to turn out, but I wanted to finish this project for once in some form instead of tossing it to the side like many of my other ideas. Hopefully whatever I work on next will be more of a complete package, but for now, I hope that what I cobbled together so far was entertaining for you all. Now, after much ado, we're on to Game 100, where I dropped Burd for the final time. Not really, I still played a good bit after this, but for dramatic effect, let's pretend I didn't. Purple Twinfire isn't really the way I wanted to start the game, but we take what we can get. I definitely had better loadouts after looting Burd, but I've also done more with less. Heading directly west to grab a car, I disregarded all form of self-preservation to clean up a fight I heard right inside a night shift forest, and I found a blue pump just waiting for me. To be honest, I thought the last one standing was a bot, but he didn't pose much threat anyways. Rotating the Warrior's Watch to deal some damage to Godzilla, I made probably the ballsiest play of the challenge, put this human condom in the garbage where he belongs. I beat out the other players to grab the Godzilla medallion for some extra mobility, and did a bit of Grand Theft Auto before tactically retreating to a gas station and finding a Void Oni mask left behind. After that, things were quiet as I had to go on a whole-ass cross-country road trip to the next circles. Posting up on the mountain, I hit this Mesmer skin pretty hard, and decided to give up my high ground to push after him. And, I'll just reuse this meme I made directly after the fight because I was that pissed about it. not really how I wanted my final game to end, but I guess it's symbolic of this project as a whole. So, that about wraps it up then. 100 games of Fortnite, hours of my life wasted, and for it to be wiped away at the end because Epic Games really wanted to get rid of that POI for some reason. Come to think of it, I actually haven't visited the old location of Burd since the new season. So, how about one more game to finally finish it off? Oh my god. There's nothing there. Doesn't even count as a new area, man. Genuinely, since they got rid of Burd, I have not felt motivated to play the season at all. But, oh, look at it. It's a dump truck. That's all it is. There's a chest there at least. Dog, it's just gone. Where'd those trees come from? They bulldozed it. It's just gone. There's nothing left. I'm not gonna loot. Okay, golden sniper. That is interesting. Oh my gosh, that gives you a ton of metal. Okay, hang on. Dude, it's just... I mean, the reboot van's still here, but... other than that, there's actually just nothing left. It's just forest now. It's like it was never here. It's like it was a campground or something. All that work, learning how to drop at Burd and how to rotate out of it and all that. It's just gone. It's so foreign now. How could they get rid of Burd, man? Like, they better be planning something really cool here in its place. Oh, and if anyone's wondering, I didn't rank the... oh, it's a new rifle. I didn't rank the explosive assault rifle in the tier list because while I was playing, it was not in the game. Literally, I recorded all 100 games before the explosive assault rifle? Lever action. Explosive lever action rifles in the game. If I had to put it on the tier list, high B tier. Actually, low A tier, because it can be really impressive at times. I like this biome though. Very nice color. Going here makes it night. Like it did in night shift. Okay, well, I might die while I'm here. So let's make our peace. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. It took way too long for me to make, but I still hope you enjoyed nonetheless. I had fun making it, at least for the first half, but then when Burd got removed, it took the wind out of my sail so bad to make the video because it's like I didn't feel like there was anything to gain from the video, but it was still nice to edit. So, all in all, I really hope you enjoyed. I hope this guy enjoys. Oh, okay. Anyways, what else is there? What is there to look forward to? I really don't know. Making a Fortnite creative map, so that could be something to look forward to. Maybe I'll post some on my YouTube channel when I do. Jesus Christ. Do I still recommend landing at, where Burd was? Absolutely not. You get one chest. I mean, I got a legendary sniper rifle through it, but you're not going to get that very often. You can use it without the... Ow! Jesus, dude. Goodbye. What are these? Sub-Zero's combat kit? No? I know better. I'm gonna take multiple heals. Shoot. Stop building stairs. Ah. Did he leave? Oh, yeah, he's leaving. Don't hit. Oh. Wait! Woo! Wow, this is not as good as I thought. Why would that be in builds? Let's keep running. I almost got him though. 16 kills. What are you doing, man? Well, hey, thank you guys so much for watching. The reason I'm recording this now and not later is because I'm always bad at outros, so hey, why not ad-lib one so don't bother scripting one. Thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you later. Like, subscribe, do that thing, the buttons down there, do where they sparkle a bit. Really hope you enjoyed. There's going to be things popping up on screen right now, and you click on those to watch other videos I've made. I'm literally just trying to stretch this out so the whole outro sequence can, you know, do the thing that YouTube does. Okay, bye.